Milkshakes and pancakes, the diet of a champion who doesn't care about how his tummy will feel in the next 4 hours. It's Tuesday, November 25th, 2014, and this is Day 9 Daily number 737. We have one airplane's worth of shows under our belt and around the corner. And in this particular episode, we are wrapping up the 4-part video series on life itself. Because who doesn't love puns on life? Life finds a way. Life can't lift a trophy. Come on, life. I want to see you lift that trophy higher on your second rep. If any of you didn't see life when he won Blizzcon, oh my god, it looks like me in the gym daily. Notice how I slipped that in there. I implied that I went to the gym daily. Isn't it fun to lie on the internet? In this series, we're going to see not very long games. I think there are no games that get to Hive. I want to say that there is no games that get to Hive, but I'm going to just throw in an I think because I want to have an out. Fuck it. None of these games go to Hive tech. They're fast, they're intense, and most interestingly of all, they're educationally relevant. What? Whoa! Why? Why are they relevant? Well, I will tell you. Many times when we see a game that is crazy and kooky and goes in all sorts of nutty directions, it's kind of not, it's like a bad game. It was like a mistake that was made at some point, right? Or sometimes a series of mistakes. Or sometimes it's a series of consequences that is so unlikely it doesn't have any value because it won't happen to you. It won't happen to me. It'll never happen again. It happens in that game that will forever be entertaining. In this series, it looked like a cheesy finals. It looked like a series of games that were largely won by banelingish all-ins and some of the Joopa-Doopa movies. But this is really why I think it's one of the most educationally relevant Zerg vs. Terrans to date. Life, as we saw versus Taja, continued a trend in this series versus MMA, where Life is doing timing attacks as Zerg. Life does early timing attacks as Zerg against Terran. He does them. How can he do it? He's Zerg. Now, there's many of you who've been on forums who learned great words like, Zerg is the reactive race. And there are very popular ways to play as Zerg where you are playing reactively. But notice that it is the way of playing that makes you reactive. And if we say something like Zerg is generally reactive, we're describing the way that Zergs typically tend to choose to play, but that doesn't mean you can't find those timing attacks as Zerg. And we're going to be swimming in a whole bunch of just, I'm more interested in what my brain was trying to signal with this. Like I have a tiny bauble because I'm David Bowie from Labyrinth now. We're going to be examining the juicy essence of those today. So this is good. Let me do this. Here's what I want you to be looking for today, and that I'll be pointing out. First of all, how does Life set up his early game? You don't just do a timing attack. You set yourself up for it. And there's some simple, nice little twists that Life does to set himself up nicely. The second thing is we're going to see in almost all these games a moment where Life can get a piece of information and he can make a choice to go for an all-in. So we're going to look at those moments a lot. And the third thing is what Life does with those moments and why. Why would he go for a certain all-in after seeing what happened in the middle finger? Look at this. It's 3 things. Let's be honest. If there were 4 things, I'd cull it down to 3 because I know how your brain works. If you say 4 things, people say, oh, what are the 3 most interesting? And fuck point number 2 because it doesn't appeal to me. So we're going to be going through these 3 things. What is the setup that Life uses consistently? What is it that he sees that permits him to make a big choice? And what are the choices that Life makes based upon that? It sounds very simple. It's the implementation that's so juicy. Oh my god, let's hit play on this thing. This is the longest game. This game is so long. And in this game, we're going to get the opportunity to see Life not winning with an all-in, which is nice because it gives us a nice kind of benchmark litmus test. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of appreciation for the finals as well, so that's just going to be in this. I'm also going to, at times, talk about whatever I damn well please, because guess whose name is right there on the fucking screen? Boom! Look at it, it's orange. Look at this. Can I just take a moment to just... What is wrong with me, man? Look at how just attention-y, demandy that is. It's bright orange on a very dark background. I'm such an asshole. Oh my god. I'm the man that wore a sequence vest to prom, right? Just loud. I'm visually loud. Look at that. All right, I'm going to talk about what I want cuz this is orange and everything else is kind of blue. Well, welcome to the Me Show. If you want to get the archives to the Me Show, go to me.tv, day9.tv. If you want to send me an email, it's sean@day9.tv. It's me@me.tv. My God, is that vain? I'm suddenly deeply self-aware of the vanity that's overwhelming me. Oh my God, thank God this isn't like a Day9 TV strip. But shit, there's my name behind me. Why did I have it twice? What the fuck? This never occurred to me. Look, it's right here, and it's right there. I have my name twice, and my face is in the way of my own name. That's like 3 of me. Alright, well, let's go to this other screen where there's my name on it. Oh, shit. You know what? If I want to look at the mini-map, don't forget my name, motherfucker. It's right there in the corner. Holy shit. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get back to this game. Thank God I got derailed before anything notable happened. So the map's Deadwing. Boom. Life is sending an Overlord up this way. Again, we can only be... Here, come to this screen with my name on it. Terran can only be here and here, so we want to send the Overlord up because we can hook it over. And getting parked back here is very nice. We can also get a little bit of a look there. Boom. And sending the second one sort of over. There's a couple of nice over spots, like these little dudes here. This is a trick. There's a Zelnaga Watchtower. So, I know almost everyone knows this because I'm giving you credit for being brilliant, and you are. I've seen the inside of your mind, and you think smart and beautiful things. And also some just some very foul stuff in there, but that's okay. I've been in a lot of brains. It's completely normal. 16 hatch, 16 gas, 16 pool. 16 is the only number you need to remember. You do everything there, you get yourself a nice hatch. You'll get speed for your Zerglings. Get in there. And it will all be happening right when this pool's done. So, for any of you who are unfamiliar with timings, anytime you're watching a replay and you say, oh, I know this opening. Terran's going 1-Rax Reaper. Just keep in mind the times that things happen. Just notice it. Don't write it down. Well, I mean, you can if you have your StarCraft notebook, right? But just notice it. Just be aware. 3:30 is about the time that Reaper pops out. Alright, just useful little timings. Can't be bad to note. Life found only the location and nothing else. 4 lings and 2 queens. We're in the setup. We're in the part 1 of those 3 little doodles that we wanted to make sure that we were aware of. See, the Reaper arrived, and again, if you're watching a replay, and the Reaper has just arrived, when did it arrive? Oh, about 4:10. The distance from here all the way down to me is about 40 seconds, 4:10. So, all these little timings you note, the most important ones is when stuff arrives at your base. Because 4:10 is when this arrived. If we're at 5 minutes and we haven't seen a Reaper, boom! We cross out Reaper openings. We don't worry about that. So, back to life setup. Everything is normal in the world. Speed is started. We see nothing going on with our geyser. Once we have 16 drones here, we just rally to our expansion. Wonderful. A third queen getting made. And this is the theme that we'll see out of life in all these openings. The theme is this, and I'll write it down, but in an ephemeral way. Early queens, delayed layer. Life. Early queens and delayed layer is how life gives himself life. I'll even put that up on the screen for you. And look at me. Day 9 from Team 9. Jesus, I'm me from Team myself. Oh, God, I can't even get over it. Unbelievable. Now, at this point in the game, we've seen a rather standard setup. We see this drone moving out to take this third. Ooh, we almost did an android hatch. If you know what that is, I feel you right there. So, if we look at this basic setup, everything seems pretty good in the hood. We are getting some queens early on. We're getting a fast third hatch. We're getting Zergling speed just in case. We have a nice little spread of overlords. Cool. Let's talk about the mindset of normal Zerg vs. Terran. Normal Zerg vs. Terran is, I gotta stay alive early because there's a lot of early attacks. Hellions, Hellion Banshee, there's those annoying Hellbat pushes. Oh god, there's Marine Medevac pushes that happen. I gotta stay alive versus that. Why? Because I'm trying to get up 4 bases as Zerg. I mean, staying alive in general is important, but there's has to be a reason you're trying to win. It's to get to that 4th base, to get that layer tech up, and the layer tech is what lets Zerg begin to do stuff. Mutalisk can harass, Mutalisk can push back a lot of the pressure, Mutalisk can get map control. Oh, so good. So staying alive tends to be the mindset of many Zerg players. First, let's note, if you go for a lot of queens, like 4 queens early, this puppy generally gets started at 6 minutes. Why was Life able to build this earlier than 6 minutes? Because he only got himself 3 queens. But he only initially got himself 3 queens. We see that there's another queen getting made. We also see at the 6-minute mark some lings get made. At what minute mark? Dude, just whenever the damn speed is done, we see some lings get made. Look at this, another queen is getting made. Life is going to be going up to 6 queens in many, many, many of these games. And we see the lings also, too, knocking this down. We see the extra extractor also, too, going down. Now, at this moment in the game, I want to, again, note one of these trigger times. You should just generally be looking for, if you have seen no Hellions by 7 minutes, you need to start getting suspicious. You can get a better sense of the exact timings, but it's pretty simple. If by, 4.5, 5 minutes, you see absolutely no Reaper, then he's not going Reaper. If by 7 minutes you don't see any Hellions, dude, he's probably not going Hellions. So look at this. We're getting these evolution chambers up, still just droning, going and going. Only recently have we put these dudes in gas. If you want to look at the exact timing, you can just look. I'm not going to be going too much into exact timings. The important thing is that we have 5 queens going up to 6 once that hatch is done. And there's some Zerglings that have been running all the way around for life. Actually, this is probably less nauseating. Going all the way around to try to check, monitoring this third. This Overlord can go in and get better looks if we so desire. And again, Life's just getting a couple of lings, not too many. Mainly relying on queens and drones. And there's just not a terribly large amount of gas here. Still seeing some Hellions getting produced there. Actually, did he see a lot? Let me come back and just look. Yes. So, if you're Life, it's always reasonable to say, dude, if the Hellions are here, where's the third? Where's the third? Where's the third? Where's the third? A lot of these big moments happen around the third? Where the hell is the third? There's no third? There's no third? Okay, well, there's probably some kind of attack coming up, right? This is the moment. We haven't seen a third. Sometimes we won't. But we see some Hellions at the front. We see some more Hellions back here. Baneling Nest goes down. And again, there's really no other amazing information that has been revealed. A lot of times this gets landed at 9 minutes. So the question is, what the hell's going on? Here's the little puzzle that we will present. We have some lings that have been made, 18 lings. We have this Baneling Nest going down, we have these 1-1, and only now are we starting this layer, man. What's going on? Life doesn't have a good sense of what's going on. It could be an attack, so he gets a Baneling Nest. He also gets some additional Zerglings. What's the deal? Why is it that Life is building these Zerglings without knowing? In other words, what happens if MMA isn't planning on doing a big attack? What if MMA isn't planning on doing this big attack at all? Ooh, that's a problem, right? Most of the time, if we make a tremendous amount of units and there's no attack, we're screwed. We're in bad shape. However, this hatch was built a little earlier, which means we get a little bit of extra larva. We also built 6 queens. Queens take no larva. If there is an attack coming, you normally need to build a lot of Zerglings. But here we only have to build some. So we've actually kind of protected ourselves in that other circumstance. We're not as worried in the circumstance where he's expanded because we only built some lings. And Life is taking lots of steps to make these lings very useful for the rest of the game. Now in this game there is an attack coming, so we are going to see that attack. There is an attack coming, so we are going to see the attack. But in all the rest of the games, I want you to be aware of when these Zerglings get made, which tends to be between 6 and 8 minutes. Is when the first set get made and then the last few get built by 8 minutes. All the Zerglings for Life stay so active. So again, when in doubt, check what's going on with the third, man. What's going on in the third? What's going on in the third? He just keeps checking the third. When you see no third, you can begin to make Banelings. You can begin to make Zerglings. You can begin to make all sorts of whatever. And here's, I think, one of my favorite moments in the whole wide world. Look at this. MMA concealed this attack successfully. Right? Oh god, you gotta appreciate Life's build. MMA concealed this attack successfully. When is Life gonna see this attack? At the last second. Literally as it's barreling in. Alright, look, he has drones in production. Okay, check it out. Oh, come on. This is the first time that Life sees the attack. So if this is not great evidence for this 6 queen, 1 spine opening, I don't know what is. Look, he begins to make the Banelings as his stuff is dying. The only information he's received in the whole world is no third. So now Zerglings begin to get made. Notice how we have all the queens here, but we can still have a queen injecting. We can still have a queen injecting. There's creep adjoining everything too, which is really nice. Notice at this point there's 60 drones that have been made. We haven't really even sacrificed that much drone production. Now this is going to be what might look like a bad attack. Or excuse me, a hurtful attack to Life, right? He loses some queens. Oh no, the Banelings are dead. These are now getting deep into the base. The Hellbats are at the front. Oh, they're dealing such wicked damage. The Zerglings are rallying. They're not being controlled super elegantly. The Queen in the main is coming back. Little Queen micro. Stuff gets loaded up. Okay, was this a success or a failure? It was a huge failure, dude. No drones were killed. No drones were killed. I mean, yeah, Zerg lost a lot of stuff, but I mean, look, there's... To pull off an attack like this, you have to have sacrificed so much economy. There's no third command center going down. So I want to tie this back together to probably the most important thing with laddering is fear. Is fear. At this point, it's so easy to be scared and to convince yourself that you're on the verge of death. Is he going for, I don't know, a third base? Or is he going for an attack? I don't know. I feel like I'm flipping a coin. Life just gets these queens, sacrifices no larva. He can devote all his larva to drone. Tosses out a few lings. These lings are going to be made useful. These lings are monitoring the third. Where's the third? Where's the third? Where's the third? How is Life able to do this? He's delaying the layer. He's staying on hatch tech for a very long time. Oh god, oh, what do I do? I still can't figure out what he's doing. I see some Hellions, I see some Marines. I don't have any information. Don't worry. Build a single baneling nest. Build a couple more lings. Not a lot. Just a couple. Again, right around 8 minutes. Just go back to building drones, dude. Just go back to building drones. If Life were up against a Terran player who's going for a third, Life would spot it right now, and Life would be able to expand. Life would be able to apply pressure with these Zerglings. Life would have a lot of options. Wait, why can Life apply pressure with these Zerglings against a third? Because there's 6 queens here for defense. The queens let these Zerglings be used defensively, as well as offensively. The queens are just such a nice touch. The trickiness comes in, how do you stay alive versus... stuff where you normally want mutalisks, because again, we're getting these queens at the cost of layer. But this attack is the moment where most people's fears get confirmed and they say, oh shit, I should have been prepared, I should have planned. If I lose anything, I'm screwed. But remember, MMA, the bigger the attack that shows up to your door, the farther behind your opponent already is. By showing up with this much stuff, MMA says, I don't have good infrastructure. I probably don't have a lot of barracks. I probably don't have a command center. I probably don't have my upgrades even started yet. To show up with this big of a force, you need to have sacrificed so much. And all Life loses is the queens. Boom! What a pleasure. What just a delight to see this. And yes, Life barely holds it off. But if you barely hold something off and your opponent was way behind to begin with, well, that's great. All the Zerglings that were to be built get built. Or excuse me, all the Zerglings that were told to be built get built. Hey, now that we have no pressure, let's get some geysers up here, man. You know what I'm thinking? All of them sound great. Cool. You know what also sounds great? A 4th. When should I get that? I don't know. How about whenever I can afford it? Oh, these upgrades? Upgrades should be good. Want to get those started. Can't quite afford a 4th yet. Oh my god, macro hatch? Yeah, sure. Let's get a macro hatch. Seems great. Already, Life is just way, way ahead in all the basic ways. Just a better economy. He's only just had his Zergling killed off at the 3rd base, so he knows. There's no 3rd. 4th base. Great, grand. These rocks were already knocked down. Great, grand. So far, so good. So we went into a little bit of extra depth in that game at the start. We have all 5 games that we're going to be watching today. So we've been going for 25 minutes. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to finish this one. And then we're just going to step through them one at a time till we're done. But again, I want to emphasize the 3 themes. The setup that Life has, queen heavy, staying on hatch a long time. And the queens let those Zerglings be very useful. For number 2, getting signals. What is it that Life is seeing? And in this game, it was honestly not a lot. Didn't see very much, but the setup was so good that Life was able to defend it anyways. Once that attack is done, then we have Step 3. In all these games, we want to be aware of how life responds to those big signal moments. Sometimes the big signal moment is a scout. Sometimes it's like in this game, with just a huge attack showing up at the front door, these signals, and the really 1 or 2 big responses life makes end almost every single game. So when we come back, let's see. Let's literally see what happens when we come back. Let's play some music too.